As a person who works with streaming software, equipment, and people every day, it's easy to think that everyone knows a lot more about OBS than they actually do. Not everyone has experience working with OBS, so I need to make sure to include super basic stuff along with the advanced stuff so everyone can follow. Now, I get asked how to play pre-recorded videos all the time on my live stream, and it's always a surprise to me how many times someone asks this question. That question will be answered today, as well as some advanced things that you can do, like producing an entire live stream that's not actually live, adding pre-recorded elements meant to appear to be live, and more. So you know what? Let's get to it! Let's jump right in with the basics. How to play a pre-recorded video on your live stream. Okay, so let me show you a couple of different ways. First thing I'm gonna do here is add a camera, and we'll add our microphone to our camera here. There we go. So now we have a camera. If we wanted to add a video that we were just gonna point out what was going on in the video, we can click the plus under sources, go to media source. We'll just browse to a video, and I'll just use my countdown video, and we can loop this video just for the sake of this. And there we go. And all I have to do then is resize it. I can actually pause it right here. I can fast forward it, whatever I want to do. I can set up hotkeys to actually start and stop the video if I like, so that I don't have to mess around with the mouse. And I can also hide it right here and lock it so it won't move position. So there are lots of different things that you can do with a video like this. Let's say you wanted to talk about a pre-recorded video, but you didn't necessarily want to have you in the scene. Well, that's easy. We'll just create another scene, and we'll just add our pre-recorded video, the media source. And there we go. So now we've added it to there. And let's go through a little bit of how these work. So we have it looped. We can restart when the playback becomes active. So in other words, it will automatically restart from the beginning when we switch to this scene. So we don't have to worry about whether we're halfway in or whatever. When we switch scenes, it's going to automatically start at the beginning. So if we go to this scene right here and we switch back, it's going to start from the very beginning. Now, the other thing that we can do is set up a transition to go from one to the other. And let's go ahead and add a stinger, and we'll use one of the normal stingers we use for our live stream. This one right here will work just fine. Frame 30, and we'll just test this to make sure that it works the way it's supposed to, and it does. So now we can switch, we can watch our video. Now the one problem here is we're just watching a video. We don't have any voice over this or anything like that. So if we wanted to add our voice so we could do commentary over the video, we can easily add that by going to audio input capture. Just select the source of your voice, and there we go. So now we have a voice source, and we can just select the media source, and we can use both the media source and talk about it if we like without any problems. And that's the super simple way to add media sources to your live stream. It works really well, but we're going to show you a lot more really cool things about adding media sources. Now, let's go a few steps further. You can set up an entire stream to run pre-recorded. You can just take a bunch of your best clips from any of your other streams and have a watch party. And there are a couple of ways to do that. You could sequence all these clips up into one video, or you could use something like the automatic scene switcher to just move from one video to the next. So let me show you how that would work. So let's say we wanted to put together a live stream using all pre-recorded content. Now the easiest way to do this is to load it into a video editor, sequence all those together, and just run it the same way that I showed you before, you know, in its own scene. And you can just go live and it will run through the entire piece. If we wanted to do it in a way where we had a bunch of different clips, we just wanted them to go one after another, the easiest way to do something like that, load them up individually. So in this case, we're going to remove our audio. We don't want our audio in these clips. We're going to run it as if we're actually there. So we're going to go here and we're going to add another media source, and we're going to browse to another media source here. We'll run our branding bumper next. Generally speaking, if we're going to do this, we're not going to loop it, but we do want to have the playback go. So I'm going to go back to our scene 2 and we're going to go to properties and we're going to unloop that. And let's start out with 2 different scenes. So now we have 2 different scenes to set up. So first what we're going to do is we're going to go and get the advanced scene switcher. This is a plugin, and we'll go to download and get the advanced scene switcher for the version we are using. So we'll get the installer for Windows right there, and we're going to go into our downloads and we're going to install our advanced scene switcher. Click more info and run anyway, and then we'll click next. Make sure this is your OBS. Most people's are going to be in C program files OBS-Studio. Mine is not, so just verify that it's going to the proper install location for your OBS and install. And there we go. Now we have it installed on our system. Now we're going to go up to Tools and we're going to go to the Advanced Scene Switcher. And the General tab is cool. We're going to cover that later, but we're going to go into Macro. We're going to add a macro right here. You can name it if you want. I'm not going to. And then we're going to add our first little rule here. So if scene, and our first scene, if we go in here, we could take a look at how long this media clip is. And I'm going to pause it. We're just going to watch those numbers below my mouse, and you can see it's 26 seconds. So this first clip is 26 seconds. So we're going to put that right in here, 26. And a scene name is, and we are on scene 2. Now the only thing you have to change other than the number of seconds is the duration modifier. So we want it to be for exactly 26 seconds. So if scene 2 goes for exactly 26 seconds, and then you just click down here, it'll activate your little plus, and we're going to switch scene. We want to switch to scene number 3, and we can select what transition we want to use. We'll just use the cut. So now, here's what's going to happen. If we are on scene 2 for exactly 26 seconds, then it's going to switch scenes to scene 3 using the cut transition. So that's pretty simple. We're going to add one more, and we'll put this in a big loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and add one, and this is going to be for this one. So let's see how long this clip is right here, and this clip is 20 seconds. We're going to go ahead and put 20 seconds in here, and we're going to put exactly in here. So if this scene, and the current scene would be scene 3, is for exactly 20 seconds, then we're going to have it switch scenes back to scene 2 with the cut transition. So what this is going to do now, it's going to run macro 1, which is going to switch from scene 2 to scene 3 after 26 seconds. Then it's going to run macro 2, which is going to switch from scene 3 back to scene 2 after 20 seconds. So we've created a loop right here. All we have to do is, let's switch over to this scene here, and all we have to do to kick this off is click start. So this is active, and then we can close this out, and then when we go to scene 2, it automatically starts the chain. So we're going to see it run through my countdown video, and then when it's finished, it will automatically switch to scene 3. And then when that's finished, it will automatically switch back to scene 2 and keep running these in a loop. So all I really have to do now, if I wanted to stream this loop, is click start streaming, assuming that everything is all set up, which if you don't know how to stream to a certain platform or something like that, we can certainly point you towards a video that will help you get the proper settings. But there you can see the loop has taken place. We went from 2 to 3 and back to 2. So we're going to go ahead up here in Tools. We're going to go to our Advanced Scene Switcher, and we're going to stop. So you can see how this can be used to string together as many videos or clips as you want. You can do 100 of them. All you have to do is load those clips up in here. So let's load another clip. We'll go there. We're going to click the plus. We're going to go to media source, and all we have to do is find another clip that we want to use. And we're not going to loop it. We want it to restart. And so now we have a scene 4, and we'll go back here. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to modify this so that it goes to scene 4. So now we're going to be going from scene 3 to scene 4. After 20 seconds, we create another macro, and this macro is going to basically switch over after scene 4. So we just have to go down here and determine what our scene 4 length is. It is 12 seconds. So we want to go ahead and duration modifier of exactly 12 seconds. And then we can have this select whatever scene. So currently this is for scene 4. This is for scene 3. That's for scene 2. And where do we want this to switch? Well, we can have this go back to scene 2 and create that loop again and select the transition. Or we could go ahead and add another scene here, and we'll just go ahead to media source. So boom, now we have another source. So we're going to switch to scene 5, and we want to select scene 5, and we can select transition as cut. So now we're going to go right here. We're going to go from scene 2 to scene 3. Right here we're going to go from scene 3 to scene 4. And right here we're going to go from scene 4 to scene 5. So now everything is all good to go. I'm going to go ahead and just put us right here on scene 2 and click start. And you're going to notice there'll be a little delay since we already started on scene 2. It's still going to count the 20 seconds, but it should flip us right over to our second scene and our third scene and our fourth scene, and just keep going in the same loop. And there we go, switches us over. And our next scene, and then our final scene. And since we don't have anything going after this scene, that is the end, and we didn't loop it around. Once this is done, it's just going to go black. So you can either set up a loop, or you can end your live stream at the end of the string of your clips. You can also add subtle video elements to your stream for effect. For example, my Predator here. I get lots of comments for sure, but what if we made him move a bit? Like that. It's really not as hard as you think. Let me show you. So next I'm going to show you a couple of different little tricks I do on my actual live stream. So the first one is going to be an alternative view. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus. We're going to go to scene 2, and I'm going to go ahead and add a video capture device. And I just need to select my other camera. There we go. And I have a second microphone for this, which I'm not going to use in this. So we're going to select a custom audio device. We're just going to use this one right here, because I'm going to be looking this way anyways. And click OK. So now we have this scene in here, and I'm going to right click on it, and we're going to go and do some filters on this. I'm just going to go ahead and use the chroma key. I probably don't have this lit right now, but we're gonna make the best of it. We'll do okay. We'll clean it up when we get the background stuff in. So the next thing that I need to do is go ahead and click the plus, and I'm gonna go ahead and add an image. And we're gonna browse, and we're gonna select some images here. And what we want to do is go here, and I'm gonna select the wall in the background and put that behind me, and there we go. So now we can see that the green screen actually isn't all that bad. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and add another image, and this image is going to be, and it would probably make a lot of sense for me to name these properly. Makes it a heck of a lot easier for me to know what they are. But we got a little window. We're going to put that right here. We're going to put this behind us. So now we have a window behind us. When we unselect that, we can see that the colors aren't right. So I can go to this image, go to filters, and click the plus. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go to color correction. And what I'm going to do here is, to the best of my ability, try to blend in these edges. I'm not super happy with the way that I created this, so it is what it is. Now I have to deal with trying to blend it in. The smart thing would have been not to bother to put these blue edges on the window at all, and I can cut them off. But for the purposes of this, that'll get by for this tutorial. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take my window and I'm gonna just embiggen it and move it around a little bit. Take some of that edge off. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so what do we have out the window? Well, that's pretty simple. We're gonna create some scenes here, and I am just going to go ahead and click the plus, and I'm gonna add some video. So we're gonna go into our media source, go ahead and name these. That's going to make it a lot easier for us to do what we want to do, and we'll just click on that. And we don't need to loop these because I'm going to use a tool in order for us to be able to rotate them. And I'm going to add another media source, and we'll click OK. And we're going to browse, and we're going to select the second one. Now you're going to notice these files are big, so we're going to go ahead and transform them, and we're going to fit them to the screen. And let's hide that one, and we're going to go and transform this one, and there we go. And we'll add one more. So we're going to go to media source, and we're going to call this Heli 3. Click OK, and we'll just select one more, and we'll just get these in our order. And that's all we need to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and download a plugin that is going to rotate these three videos. And that plugin is Source Switcher. You just go to download, you select your download. In this case, we're going to use the Windows installer. Now I already have this on my system. It's going to install in the exact same way that the other one did, so I'm not going to go over it. Once you have your Source Switcher installed, what we're going to do is go back here to our scene. We're going to click the plus, and we're going to go to the Source Switcher. And what I'm going to do here is load in our files, HELI1. And these are sensitive to capital letters and all that. So when you name them, just make sure that you name them exactly what you want. So if I go into scene 3, you can see they're all lowercase and all that fun stuff. We're going to go ahead and continue. And I think I just put 3 in there. Yep. So we are loading 3 sources in here. We want this to loop, and we want the media state to switch. When the media has ended, it's going to go to the next one. So it's going to rotate our 3 clips. Now we can right click on here at transform, and we want to fit it to the screen. And now we can fit it inside our window. So let's go there, and you can see that it just switched to the next one. Just have to fit it into our little window area. And now all we have to do is move this down below our window pane. So now we have a scene where we have something rotating in the background. Looks really cool, and it's simple, pre-recorded video. You can add a lot of fun. I have one more really cool thing to show you I think you're gonna love. So we have this scene here, but you guys have seen this scene a million times. What if we had a little bit of fun with it? Well, we got him in the background, but let's pretend that he's not there. Let me show you. Uh-oh, now he's not there. But we can fix that. We're gonna click the plus, and I'm gonna go to a media source, and I'm going to go ahead and browse to the media source that I'm looking for. And we're gonna open this up. We're gonna loop it. We're gonna click OK. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fit it to the screen. And there we go. Now we have our predator in the exact same space, but look, he moves. Now he doesn't look just quite right. You could definitely see he's not the same as these other ones. So he's gonna need a little bit of work. We're gonna go into filters, and we're going to go and we're gonna click the plus, and we're gonna give him some blur. And we're gonna do a Gaussian blur. And we're just gonna go ahead and blur him out just the same as everything else in the background. And I think the Gaussian blur will work just fine. Now he kind of blends in. He looks very similar to how he would normally look. There we go. Now, that's pretty much how you can add any element. Now, this element breaks the second that I move my hand there. You know, you could see that he's in front of the screen. And there are ways to do it with masks, so we can make it look a little bit different, but there you go. Now this creation of this little guy here, he's fully 3D. It's an exact replica in 3D, so I could make him dance and do all kinds of other stuff, but I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video. I just wanted to kind of show you what is actually possible. This was created and animated in Blender. If you're interested in me doing a full walkthrough of how I did something like that, well, you should definitely let me know in the comments. There are so many other ways that you can use pre-recorded video in your live streams. I'd love to hear about all your ideas, so let me know in the comments. And if you want to see a comprehensive video on how I animated that predator right there, let me know in the comments as well. In the meantime, check out this video on how to create simple game streams in OBS. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks to help make you a better live streamer or YouTuber, subscribe to the channel. My name is Michael Feyrer Jr. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.